Hopefully you're having a good day. Because I'm gonna make a bold claim here, and just hear me out. Maybe the view, maybe very very tiny probability here, maybe worth actually watching now. We got this clip. I heard they are arguing, they're fighting, cat fight, or something like that. So we're gonna watch this. We're gonna give insight here. Hopefully it's juicy. Yeah, let's see what we got. Let's roll it.
I'd like to reframe the conversation. I think Bernie Sanders is wrong. I think the more relevant question actually is, what is wrong with America? I think what is wrong with our country that the Republican Party would choose as a candidate and support a candidate who is an insurrectionist.
Here they are pushing that yet again. I really don't see the connection there. It's been shown plenty of times. If you were to actually look at the speech, actually look at it, there is nothing hardcore proven evidence that says and made him compliant with the insurrectionist. For crying out loud, he asked Nancy Pelosi to get the National Guard, I believe, more people out here, and they denied it.
We did not have any accountability for what was going on there.
They had sufficient resources.
There's not a question of how they had, they don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them just prepare for more.
Of course, it got rowdy at some point, and of course, people got hurt. And the people who, did really bad things, maybe assaulted the cops, did property damage, they should be in trouble for that, of course. But for the people that just walked in there because the door was open and people were being let in and just looking around and then left, I mean, to call them insurrectionists is a joke, because there was no real attempt to overthrow the government there.
Who is an election denier.
Election denier. Did we forget that 2016, Hillary Clinton and dozens of other Democratic people were saying that Donald Trump was an illegitimate president?
I believe he knows he's an illegitimate president. He knows that there were a bunch of different reasons why the election turned out the way it did. And I take responsibility for those parts of it that I should. But Jane, it was like applying for a job and getting 66 million letters of recommendation and losing to a corrupt human tornado. And so I know that he knows that this wasn't on the level. I don't know that we'll ever know everything that happened.
News networks, Hillary Clinton, other prominent senators and whatnot, saying he is not the president. Isn't that election denying? They actually started it first, at least when it came to Donald Trump.
Who is someone who was twice impeached.
Twice impeached for what? If he was impeached the first time, don't you think he would be out of office? How do you get impeached twice and not get removed from office? It means the impeachments were bullshit brought up by this Democratic Party because they don't want Trump in office.
34-time convicted felon.
So for this one, I'm not 100% sure. I would probably have to read up on this particular case a little bit more. So I don't know for sure what the BS behind this is, but I'm sure there's something.
Someone who has been accused of alleged sexual misconduct by 26 women, found liable for sexual abuse.
He was found liable, which is different than being found guilty. We look at the facts of this case. Number one, it was 30 years ago, and then only when he's running for president, she comes out accusing him of this and this and that, okay? And all that time, you know what their main evidence was? She had a story that two of her friends also said happened. That's it. If you ask them, where's the physical evidence that ties him to committing this crime, like you would maybe a murder, right? Before we throw someone in prison for murder, you would want to know, OJ, that they actually did it, and you have the evidence, right? Otherwise, they get to go free. Well, not Trump, because it was a character assassination to show that his credibility isn't trustworthy. He's not a trustworthy person, so therefore he's liable. Now there's a little bit of nuance in there and whatnot, but ultimately at the end of the day, the case boils down to he said, they said, right? And we all know that eyewitness and ear witness testimony is the least credible form of evidence you want in a court.
What is wrong with this country that they would choose a message of divisiveness, of xenophobia, of racism, of misogyny, over a message of inclusiveness, a message for the people, by the people, of the people? That is what the problem is.
And now we're going to get into the juicy part because I can hear him starting to get wild up over here.
Won the popular vote.
Party.
But can I
What's wrong with
say
America?
something before we can do a second? The Democrats are the ones. They are the party that cares for the blue collar
Exactly.
voter. The Democrats are the ones who put in Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, union protection,
ACA.
unemployment insurance, and Obamacare. The Republican Party doesn't give a rat's patootie about
Clearly
it.
they didn't.
They're also the party of the KKK and started Planned Parenthood.
Come on.
voters of-
So
yeah.
all I can deduce is that it's the messaging. It didn't get through to people. They're
Right.
not paying attention. That's all.
Yeah,
Because the Democrats have always been for the working people.
Exactly. And the Republicans
As long
don't
as I'm
care
on
about
this
I think
planet.
that the
economy's gonna
message of
crash
the
under
Democrats
Trump.
sounded elitist. You don't have value in the society
They
if you don't have a
sounded
college
that way,
degree.
but when you look
Yes, they sounded very elitist. Look at all the people that came out for Kamala Harris. All ultra wealthy celebrities. Beyonce. You think Beyonce could relate to the American people? No. Taylor Swift. You had all these other actors. Wealthy actors, celebrities, musicians. Cardi B, 60 million followers on TikTok, multi-millionaire, if not more than that. Like, you got millionaires coming out for you, for your party, supporting you, and they have no idea what the average American person is going through. While Donald Trump is out here getting, yes, some wealthy people, but those people are doing things actually for the American people. RFK Jr. out here trying to get the poisonous chemicals out of our food to make people healthy. Then we have Elon Musk, right? Richest man in the world. But he's also doing things to improve the human race and people, right? SpaceX, he's got the Tesla home things, he's got cars. He's trying to make everything more efficient. He's trying to save freedom of speech from all that Twitter BS that went on. He's actually trying to help the people. And you have everyone else, Vivek, JD Vance, Tulsi Gabbard. These are all great people who are trying and have done things to help the people. Is if you ain't part of their group, you're a traitor and a threat to the group, and they'll treat you just as such.
look at the proof,
Yeah,
they weren't.
but Joy,
no
it's
one was saying
condescending.
that
It's
on the Democratic
condescending.
side.
There is
What's condescending?
the way that the left speaks to its voters. It really
A
is.
message of joy and inclusiveness?
No, the message of not being
just said, "What's wrong
educated,
with
being
America?"
dumb, and what's wrong with America.
Who said that?
Sonny just did.
What is wrong with
Joy,
America?
my
We need-
point
okay,
here
but
is
that's-
that-
but very
that's not what
introspective.
Kamala Harris said.
No.
They're pointing out the idiocy here of their co-host over here.
My point is, I don't blame Joe Biden. I don't blame Kamala Harris. Go back as far as you want. I blame a messaging within the Democratic Party.
You don't blame the Republican
Can I just
Party at
finish
all?
my point, please?
Sarah's right, and Suddy ain't having it. Yeah, shut her down. Tell her to shut up. Tell that colored woman to pipe down so I can speak.
I obviously have a problem. Anyone has a problem with Donald Trump. The bigger question should be, yes, Sonny, why did they vote for him?
Yes.
In sweeping.
So they need to be introspective.
No, we need to be introspective. If we voted for Kamala
chose
Harris,
that
we
over
need to
what
say
that's offering.
what didn't resonate with the voters. Do you know what didn't resonate with the voters? When they were saying we don't feel safe and the left focused on defund the police and bail reform.
Yeah.
When they said
They
we're
also-
worrying
they
about
also
Can I just
focused on
finish
gun
let me
control.
just finish real quickly. When they were focused on
It's only an hour show, ladies.
Joy, when they were focused on renaming schools, there were people saying, hey, students are destroying colleges. I paid for that. I sent them there. They can't learn. And everyone apologized for it and didn't want to attend to it. They also denied the border was a crisis and kept saying, no, it's fine. This is not a...
There was a border bill, though. There was a
the
border
11th
bill.
hour
Yes,
was
but
3
Joy, my
years into
point
the
is they
Biden
screamed and
administration.
screamed and screamed. They didn't vote for him because he's a racist or a misogynist. They voted because they needed help in their everyday lives.
but Sarah, they voted- they
the
voted.
majority of
How
this
do you know
country,
that?
because
There's a lot of-
every stat coming out on the people
Yeah.
willing to self-reflect are showing these.
Oh, wait, they're going to
stats.
say I'm a racist and a misogynist in the exit poll?
You
I don't
really think
so.
74 million
Joy,
people are racist?
Who's gonna say that?
Every racist.
Right? You really think 74 million people of all races, they're all that racist and sexist, right? So she's obviously a Democrat, and she's actually trying to, I don't want to say break out of the cult here, the lockdown, mental lockdown that these people are in. She's looking at the evidence and seeing that everything is showing that your party is wrong. something is wrong. And you know what they're doing? They're looking at each other, looking for someone to blame. It's Joe Biden's fault. It's Kamala Harris's fault. It's the people's fault for being sexist and misogynistic and racist. What is wrong with you? When practically the entire country is against it in some way. From even these blue states, the blue states, they got surges. So if we were to shrink those down and just show the counties and whatnot, there is a ton of red out there. Everything is sweeping. It was a beat down. And you're going to say it's America's fault? No, 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 no. If you're the party of democracy, democracy just spoke. They just told you, and you're out here denying it. So you're saying you're an election denier, first of all, and then you're denying the will of the people because the people voted that your party sucks. We don't want them. We want Trump. And now you have to, like she says, look inward to find out, why is that? If our party is so good, what happened? And of course, it's the messaging. You know what the messaging was? Essentially, they had two things. You could say a third, but it's very, very weak as a third. Number one is all they did was bash Trump. Bash him, say he's this, he's that, every single time, blah, 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 and stoke fear within the fan base or their base, right? And the second one was women's abortion, right? That is it. And if we're being honest here, if when we look at the totality of some of the other things that are coming down the line, such as the economy collapsing, more and more illegals coming in, possibility of more war, and I'm just going to spit fire here, realistically, men don't give a shit. They care more about those three things before we get to abortion. Abortion is an issue, but it's way down there. And if you look at the polls about this, they're always like in the low teens or somewhere around the teens. Well, some of those other issues I mentioned are 20 plus. So they care more about that. And that was pretty much all they talked about. The third weak point was this so-called opportunity economist BS, which, you know, there was really no substance on how that was going to work other than, hey, let's just give you all money. That was essentially, hey, let's give you guys money for things.
Every racist and misogynist voted for Donald Trump. Not everyone that voted for Donald Trump was a racist and misogynist.
True.
Everyone swept. They swept every category, and the reason they did is to say, hey guys, no excuses this time.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that was a pretty good talk. I'm glad Miss Blue and Green are out here speaking truth to ignorance. The girl in the middle is just chilling. You have people who want to just fall in line and play the blame game and just say, it can't be us. We're not the problem. You're the problem. While the other two are saying, you know what? I still believe in our party and what we believe. Why doesn't anyone else? What is the reason why we got absolutely bitch slapped across the electoral map here? I want to find the reason why. They're looking into it. And that's something to be respected, you know. Trying to look within sometimes can be difficult, but sometimes it's needed. If you enjoy the content, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button for your favorite churro on YouTube. See you guys on the next one.